Hello, and welcome to the Healing Dreams Project, exploring projective dream work for your health and wholeness with hosts Billie Ortiz and Dr. Royce. I am the producer, Viviana, and today we are going to explore one of my dreams. This is a dream that I had a couple months ago, and it's super short. I tend to always dream snippets, although I did have an epic one not too long ago, but that one's too long. Anyway, so here is my little snippet from August 26th. There is a huge crowd that I have to walk with in order to get to where I am staying. It is a house, but what is most important is that a wolf is staying right outside the house in a little dugout area. I wonder if we have a chicken to feed it. End of dream.
And what kind of title would I give this dream if I titled it?
Ooh, the wolf.
The wolf.
Who's that I see walking in these woods? Well, it's Little Red Riding Hood. Remember Sam, the Sham, and the Pharaohs? Their 1967 hit, Little Red Riding Hood.
No.
I can sing it for you if you would like.
Go for it.
Not very well. So I'm walking through a crowd to my home.
It says there is a huge crowd that I have to walk with in order to get to where I am staying. It is a house, but what is most important is that a wolf is staying right outside the house in a little dugout area. And I wonder if we have a chicken to feed it.
Oh.
So I'm not walking through a crowd. I have to walk with a crowd. And so the crowd is going with me.
Yeah. Well, I have to walk with the crowd. So I may not necessarily want to, but I have to in order to get to where I'm staying.
And does it seem like that crowd is staying at the same house that I'm staying at?
No, it's just that to get to the house, I have to walk with this crowd.
Anything noteworthy about where I'm walking? Like, is it by the beach or is it through the woods? Is it
no, if anything, it is a feeling that I have often where I pretend that I belong to a crowd that I may or may not really subscribe to. So it's more that kind of feeling. It's been a while and I don't have any more details.
To kind of blend in and so I'm not noticed or something like that, or
pretending that I agree with, I don't know, either politics or something like that, beliefs of the people around me.
As a protection.
Yeah, I guess. Or because part of me wants to be more secretive or protect. Yeah, it is protective.
Yeah, it sounds like in my dream, this is my version, of course. I need to kind of blend in, even though I may not be of these people. I feel like I need to, maybe as a sort of a protection, I need to kind of blend in to not stand out. that something about I'm needing to be accepted enough to get where I'm going.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I go, and there's this wolf. Do I see the wolf?
I think so. Yeah, because it's right outside the house in a little dugout area. And it's just that I follow so many wolf accounts on Instagram
Oh,
or animal accounts, I guess. And I'm intrigued by wolves. So
so what
So-
other adjectives would I have for wolves?
wolves, oh, well, they're just super wild and mm, strong and magnificent and just so handsome. And then they're kind of husky like, and they have these piercing eyes. I just love their wildness. They just seem unruly and risky.
Mm.
Am I afraid of the wolf outside of this house where I am to stay?
No, not at all. What I am as a waking up and looking at it, I can't even eat chicken because chickens are my friends. So because I grew up with chickens and they were my friends. And so it's weird to me to read the dream back and where I'm wondering if we have a chicken to feed the wolf. So I don't know if I would feed a chicken to a wolf in real life, but I'm usually very protective of my chickens.
Yeah.
Which is why in my dream I have created this strange possibility that I might feed a chicken who is my friend to this wolf whom I deeply love and admire.
Yes, I love how you said that.
Makes me think about the dream we worked with Royce.
I'd like to.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue, Royce. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I'd like to throw out something about crowds that I sometimes want to explore. Sometimes I don't. So all the elements of the dream are a part of who I am, and so I'm in this crowd, and my imagination says this is a big crowd. Maybe I don't know, at least 30, if not 100 people that I'm going to walk with, and I sort of need to have an identification with them, just so that I can get where I'm going. And at the same time, in dream understanding that I've learned over the years from our friend Jeremy, is to wonder, might these people in the crowd be ancestral energies, literally and or figuratively, metaphorically, and how might this be me trying to loosely get along with my ancestors, because I know I'm so different, and yet they're with me, and do they know me? Do I know them? Do I know why I am trying to look like I'm getting along so I don't have tension or conflict? The other piece is that I know I'm moving from one place in this dream to another place, to this house where I am staying. And houses, in my understanding, often represent my deeper inner self, my soul. And and so they're going with me, or I'm going with them. Are they going with me to this deeper inner part of myself? And are they rushing to grow as I am seeking to grow as well? So they're kind of along with me. I'm kind of along with them. So this excitement of growth and change and transformation it could be happening in this dream by the crowd, by me going with the crowd, and also going towards the house. And now in my dream, the wolf feels for me to be a kind of elegant protector, an entity at the doorway that's sort of in the ground in a dugout, which I think is an interesting, for me, an interesting image that is lying in wait to protect. I'm not afraid. And in fact, perhaps that wolf is an aspect of myself that I deeply admire, and is standing guard, is at the at the door as I go into my deeper inner self. And are my ancestors coming? And how do I take care of this? I have an offering. Now, this for me, I'm sorry, Billie, I'm kind of
right.
rolling here.
Preach it, brother.
Well, I'll tell you, brothers and sisters, I'm going to offer this goat. This goat. Okay, we got to go with that somewhere. A sacrificial goat. I'm going to offer the wolf a sacrifice, a willing sacrifice of some aspect of myself that I deeply value to nourish, or I'm considering it. Do we even have that? Do I have something to offer this this beast? And so one of my thoughts is I'm having to sacrifice a part of myself for this this moment of growth and change and transformation.
Wow.
And it even makes me feel more energized that this crowd is coming with me. And in my present projection, these are my ancestral energies who are excited about my growth, because their growth is going to happen too. And I'm differentiating myself from them. You know, I kind of want to look like them. I kind of want to be with them. I don't want to look too different. And yet I know I'm different. And that's a powerful awareness that I'm attuned to, is that I'm differentiating. And that helps me become more me, more authentic, more vulnerable, more for my real sense of self. I'll stop for the moment.
Wow, that was quite amazing.
Yeah, that was very nice.
I resonate with a lot of what Royce said, and it certainly this dream makes me think of the dream we worked with Royce a few episodes back, where there was baby owls
That's right. They were in a dugout too.
in a dugout part of a tree. And there was
no, they were in a dugout of a kind of a little cliff-ish area, a rise in the land. So yeah, and a rattlesnake was in there.
The rattlesnake and and I understand that the rattlesnake needs to eat some of the baby owls. So this is what it feels to me very similar, because I know that the wolf has to eat. The wolf has to have something to survive. And, you know, even though I love chickens and even though I love bunnies, that's wolf food. That's all those are all wolf food. So there's something about taking, as and Royce used the magic word there, or the magic archetype, the willing sacrifice. What part of me am I willingly sacrificing in order to feed and care for this stronger, more mysterious part of myself?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait. So this would somehow, for some reason, it brought up, this is my obsession with dreams.
Really?
In that, because so now my life is coming back, since the grand pause, and I'm so insanely busy, and a part of me thinks I shouldn't be doing the dreams, but I love the dreams. And so it's like I'm having to, how do I manage the dreams with the insaneness that is my life?
Right.
And the speed of my life and all of that. But the dreams are the wolf that I just admire, that is just, it's a mystery and magnificent and powerful all in one.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. But and there's something so instinctual about these when we dream, that whenever we dream about a wild animal, and I know my friend Viviana dreams often about cats and pets as well, and even a pet bunny at some point. There was a dream we worked that he had. So but there's something so different when we have these wild instinctual energies of the animals that show up, the creatures that show up. The wolf, I describe him as strong and magnificent, and they just carry this sort of mystery in my version too. The wolves are, I can never, people have owned like a crossbreed, between a dog and a wolf, but to own just a purebred wolf would be quite risky, because at any moment the wolf could turn on me, and if I try to domesticate it. So in my version, there's some piece about, I was friends with chickens can handle, because they're not, they might have a pecking episode here and there, but the whole thing is that the chicken's probably not going to ever kill me, but the wolf could. The wolf could kill me in a second. It wouldn't take very long. So that just makes me think about, wow, what am I feeding inside that is that unpredictable, that fierce and strong and dangerous on lots of levels. I see a lot of
what yeah, the YouTube people can watch us nod, and the people that are just listening are wondering what's that dead air about, folks.
I know.
So I'm curious about the wolf within, the wolf in me, the as I am curious about the house within, about the dugout within, about the crowd within, about the chicken within. So all these elements are an aspect of who I am. And I've created this rather short, exciting movie. And I want to focus on the wolf. What part of me is wolfy, and I'm going to do some projection here. How I experience the dreamer I experience a lot of mystery about the dreamer, and I've often heard the dreamer sometimes talk about other times in her life, in the dreamer's life, when if it were me, I was living outside of the normal modes of control. My creative wild side was all over, and now this wolf is still here with me. It's like my projection, my guardian at the door to my inner self. And what a goosebumpy blessing that feels for me, is that my wolf is outside, ready to protect my the entry into my soul. What a strange blessing this is for me.
Well,
What an advocate, and speaking of ancestral energies, also energies that are my advocate for my deeper self, a fierce advocate, so fierce and so welcome. Sometimes I don't know how much I need an advocate for myself. And this wolf represents that fierce, wild advocate for who I am. And it's easy for me to wonder, do I have an offering, a willing sacrifice? And my projection is absolutely I do. Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, I am totally wild. And right now I'm living a very domesticated sort of life compared to my real self.
Right.
Well, so to confuse the muddle a bit more, I know I'm wild, and I'm living in a very domesticated space and place now. The wolf is not judging me about that. The wolf is there perhaps to guard me as I move into my deeper self. And, my age is shifting. This house could be representing my more mature, cronish energy. And the wolf is there at the door, not to blow the door down, to guard me as I go into this new space and place. So I've chosen, I think I need a domestication. In my earlier years, I didn't have that. I didn't have the wisdom to go with it. So, I was kind of out of bounds a lot. And I'm here now. I have the wisdom of all of those wounds as well as those experiences. And the wolf is there to guard me as I keep moving.
I love this so much. I love looking at it from these different lenses. And it all resonates. They're just different portals to look through.
Yeah. I have to smile and chuckle at the projection onto wolves that they're super wild. They're not just wild, they're super wild. And it's like, whoa, okay. So the dream is letting me see this part of myself that's super wild. But another piece that comes to me is that why am I concerned about feeding the wolf? Because the wolves can pretty much handle themselves. They figure out what to eat and what to catch to eat, and I mean, I don't have to worry about feeding them. So there's some sort of like that's very interesting to me. And if it were my dream, that there's a piece in there about why do I feel responsible about feeding it when it can take care of itself.
Very good point. Very good projection. I resonate with that. For me, that's about me giving the gift of something important to the wolf. This is an offering.
Yes.
And it is to say to the wolf, you're how do I describe this? I want this wolf to be here. And I want to show appreciation. This is a guardian energy. I give a gift even as that hurts me to give a gift of something that I love, I want the wolf to be here. The wolf, like Billie says, the wolf knows how to get out and hunt deer and antelope and, big and little, and they hunt in packs, and they're brilliant about how they do that. So the wolf doesn't need the chicken, except in my projection, there is this interchange, this intercourse, this interaction from one part of myself to another that says, please, I appreciate this, stay.
Yes, totally. I love it. It is a gift, and it can fend for itself. It's my way of nourishing this wild component, this wild guardian. Yeah, and I love the juxtaposition with my current domesticated version.
Right. So, and as I hear the dreamer talk about, as the dreamer, I'm talking about parts of my life where I feel like there's been a trade-off. So it feels to me like there's some sort of compromise in my version of the dream. It's like I'm willing to sacrifice something I care about in order for this other part of me to survive. And as Royce is saying, it's like it's an offering. It's truly the wolf doesn't need my help, but I feel a need to give an offering, and for me that feels like a compromise. Something in me trying to find the resources, and instead of the wolf having to expend energy hunting, I'm saying, oh, it's okay, here I'm offering this chicken. But it's all we. Everything I talk about is in the we, because I wonder if we have a chicken to offer, and I have to get to the crowd. I have to walk in the crowd, and in order to get to the house, and then so that, in other words, I have to be in the crowd to get to the place where I'm staying. Like that's the only way it works. I can't do it on my own. This is a team effort of all the parts of myself. And as we've been mentioning many times, my huge projections lately on so many people's dreams is the ancestors are my ancestors are nudging me along, that this is work that has to be done. Something has to be reconciled. Something has to be equalized. And there needs to be an exchange of energy. So the chicken would represent that exchange of energy in my version.
I like that. And there has to be an exchange of energy. In the spiritual sense, there has to be an exchange. This is not about conditional love or conditional grace. That's a different, grace and love is a different kind of understanding. This is a requirement for an exchange, for balance in myself, and in a sense in the universe, in a sense for my ancestors, past, present, and future.
Yeah. I love that. I'm just blown away at how much you all can just
jam on the dream.
Jam on the dream. And so much of this resonates, and it just brings out this issue and that issue and this possibility. And oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, see,
multi-layered.
These are my people in the crowd. There are issues, there are these issues, there are those issues, there are old issues, there are new issues, there are present issues. So they are they're in this scriptural sense, they are legion, for there are many of us.
Mhm.
Our name is Legion. And in those of listeners or watchers that know that scripture are know that that's where they were. The legion were spirits, bad spirits, devils and stuff.
Right.
Let's not judge the spirits at this moment. And their name is Legion because there are so many of them, so many aspects of myself.
Yeah.
And I am responsible for myself.
Mm.
All of those molecules that make up who I am, I'm responsible. I may not control them. I am responsible how I respond to all of these. So I think this dream does bring out a lot of aspects of who I am.
Mm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And as Royce was, I almost called you Jeremy. That was like one split second where my mouth was forming the J. I was like,
Right.
and then I go, wait, no, wait, Royce. So that's funny. After the dream we just worked, I have to say this because it keeps coming to my mind. The book by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, Women Who Run with the Wolves. It's all about the wild woman archetype. And the wild woman archetype is a part of, all of us, no matter what the gender. And it's so much about getting in touch with intuition, all the stories that she brings from many different cultures. It's about trusting our intuition, about truly sacrificing what we need to sacrifice in the logical, linear world to allow ourselves the ability to really follow that inner guide. And it's that is a sacrifice, because I have to sacrifice that mind that wants to figure everything out. And there's a particular story that's one of my favorites, is Vasilisa, where she has her little doll that her mother gives her on her deathbed. And the mother says, whenever you got to feed the doll and you got to take care of this little doll, but when you need to be guided, the doll will take care of you. So when Vasilisa goes into the forest, she's got the little doll in the pocket of her apron, and she's trying to get through the forest, and the little doll will kind of like nudge her, like, no, that's the wrong way. And then so she turns and goes the opposite way. And a lot of things happen in the story, but when she encounters Baba Yaga, the fierce mother earth goddess that can eat you alive, she's terrified, but she takes care of the doll, the symbol of the intuition. And when Baba Yaga leaves or falls asleep, the doll takes on the tasks that Baba Yaga has given her, which are all impossible tasks. Like, at some point, Baba Yaga throws all the poppy seeds into the dirt and says, separate the poppy seeds from the dirt. And of course, she's like, oh my God, it's impossible. And she falls asleep, and the doll says, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So the symbol of that in my version is, and Clarissa talks about it a lot in the book as well, is that we really do have to sacrifice something of us that we think we know. When we think we know, we don't know. The minute I go, oh, I've got this figured out, that's the place where I have to go, stop. The minute I think I have something, if I have a particular problem in my life which seems insolvable, I try to sort it through it in the versions of the ways I've tried to solve things in the past, which they don't always work. But if we let go and we go to sleep and we let that other part of ourselves take over, it's miraculous what can happen. We often wake up and we go, oh, well, how come I never saw it from that perspective before. So I have to just bring that in because with the wolf image and everything, it just feels to me like that's an important piece. If it were my dream, I would certainly look at that book closer and find the stories that resonate for me with the wild woman archetype.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's my first thought of what this dream was telling me, to follow the dreams, follow the dream work, follow, even though now it just feels like, I have so little time now. But I'm not willing to give this up. I absolutely love the wisdom that comes forth. And as I learn to dive into all the dreams, and actually going back to what you were specifically talking about, Billie, I was interviewed recently on another podcast, a music podcast, and the question was, what did I learn from my car accident? And I said, I learned to just get rid of my oars. I was so used to, directing the ship this way, that way, and making things happen. And once I couldn't walk at all because my femur broke, I couldn't see at all because my vision was taken from my left eye. And then I just had to, I just threw in the oars. So yes. And life has thrown me dreams in return. So
yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and it says to me about how risky it is to pay attention to our dreams, to pay attention to the inner process, the inner self, to the goddess, God within, that is yearning for us to become more authentic and more whole and more vulnerable. So my projection is, I'm wondering what is in store for me as I go into this house, as I open the door, and as the wolf is there to be my guardian, and as I give the wolf an offering and I go into this. And this is where I get a little scared, because the dream may be asking me to change myself even more. Could it mean a change of profession? Could this mean at this age in my life a new way of living that might look wild and reckless to some of others? And the seasoned wolf in my projection says, I'm ready for this. So I may have a lot of demands from my traditional life that need to be, shall I say, sacrificed in order for me to go into the deeper journey now. Yeah. So I would say I need to dream into this house. I need to dream into this. I need to meditate. I need to journal. I need to ask more dreams to come to give me this guidance. Suddenly this dream feels incredibly risky and transformative.
Yes.
And the fact that I'm going to the land of my ancestors soon.
Yeah.
Going to Chile.
Yeah.
Chile. And I'm going to spend a week at least or so in my own personal retreat. As I heard the dreamer talk prior to our podcast, this dream feels very powerful for me to use that time to be attuned to the air, to the water, to the mountains, to the sky, to the land, and to my ancestral energies. To what is it I'm being called?
Mm.
Yeah.
to the glaciers that
The
I used to
glaciers.
love.
Yes. Ancestral flow. Is that what you said?
Yeah, ancestral flow. That's right.
Flow, Floe.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
FLOE. That's good. That's a good pun. Good pun. Yeah. And
No,
yeah. I would not be surprised if it were my dream if I actually encounter a live wolf at some point during this journey. On one of my trips to the glaciers or whatever, a pack of wolves or a wolf, and maybe hopefully in the distance, not too close. But yeah, so I mean, because the dreams have in my version and in my experience, if something's really important and as Royce is mentioning, transformative and risky, so often it'll come to me more frequently in the waking world as well. It's like an actualization of the dream image.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point to make. What is the world dreaming about my dream?
Yeah.
What we call the physical world, the reality world. What is that? Because I believe there's a conversation that's going on at all times.
Yes.
Synchronistic.
Yes.
Vital conversation. And Billie, when you were saying, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw, a waking life wolf, I thought you were going to say in my projection, that I was going to run into one of my ancestors, one of my living ancestors,
Yeah.
a person, a human that is a personification of some aspect of myself, some aspect of the dream, some aspect of what's inside the house.
Sure.
It could come walking down a street, it could come walking in the woods or out in the Chilean desert, meeting a soul.
Both and.
Yeah, all of the above. So I just would like for Billie and I to be able to go with you when you go to Chile this week, and we'd like to watch what happens.
Please give us a video.
Yeah, no, it is. This is where I'm going. Last time I was there, I saw guanacos, which is like an alpaca, wild, and arraya, which ñandú is what it's called, but it's like an ostrich.
Oh.
And last time I was there, I saw what's the little one? Not a coyote. What's the other one? A fox.
Yeah.
So this time, or condors. I mean, and everything is really wild there. There's lots of air that it can blow you over. It's so powerful. The winds and when you said the Chilean land, look inside the house, walking down the street, or seeing some aspect of myself, the Chilean landscape, and look into your soul. And then I thought SOLE, because there are lots of soul.
Yeah.
The fish also it's rich in fish as well. So in the water animals, creatures. But yes, I am going to keep meditating on this. It just astounds me how I think this was just a 3-sentence dream, and how much richness, how much you guys are able to pull a huge sweater with the threads that I give you, and it all resonates. I just feel profoundly touched by your words and symbolisms, and it's so nourishing, and I have so much to work with now. I feel so
great.
Beautiful.
So I need to remind us, we are projecting, and the energy that the dreamer has to hear the projections and to feel the ahas and the movement of the soul. This is the dreamer's response to the community of dreamers that are that this dream comes for all of us. And I believe in my projection that what the dreamer is saying about herself is true, is right on. And this 3-sentence dream, as we are projecting, in a sense, we're making it up as we go. That is the creative power of dream work. We're making it up. And what we're making up has truth and beauty and healing. And, I want to say to all the listeners and viewers, give us your dreams. We want to give you our dreams. This is powerful stuff. This is the fertile ground of being.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Dear listener, please call in your dreams. We have a dream hotline. Yeah, we're waiting for your dreams. So if you would like to leave your dream and work with Billie and work with Royce and hear the projections of all three of us, the Dreamer Hotline is 720-573-9195. Tune into your dreams at night. Write them down. The more you write them down, the more you will remember them. And it is just a feast for the senses to have a dream worked on, to have a dream projected, especially by these two. So, wow. Dr. Royce Fitz can be reached at roycefitz.com. Visit his website. Get a reading. Sign up for a counseling session with him. He has a new
30-minute free counseling sessions.
30-minute free.
Yeah, and we'll dig in and enjoy the richness of your dreams. Yeah, and you were saying about my book, which will be coming out after the first of the year at some point, The Geography of the Soul. And whether we are from Chile or Nebraska or Colorado or wherever, we have a geography within our soul. And we have conversations with the outer geography, as the outer geography does with us. So that's an invitation. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And also visit wakeuptoyourdreams.com, where Billie has so much to offer. Dream groups. Join a dream group. Get a private session, work on your own dream in private, in the privacy of your own home, or learn to become a dream worker yourself. Tell us about what you have coming up, Billie.
Thank you. Through it's Rocky Mountain Institute for Projective Dreamwork. And I'm starting up another round of dreamworker training. There's a intro workshop that's happening January 14th, 2023. And also, now that I just had my first in-person retreat back in October, since the pandemic and everything and the quarantine. So since 2019, we hadn't been getting together in person. So I put another date on the calendar for May of 2023 for a spring retreat. So that's also, the information's up on my website. So check it out, wakeuptoyourdreams.com.
Fabulous. Well, I'm Viviana, and I can be reached at viviana.org, viviana.org, and very soon /magic, which is where I'll be offering my esoteric realms. Right now, you see just my musician hat on my website, but I will be unveiling the tarot, astrology, sound healing, and dream work possibilities. So,
And that the wolf is at her door. The wolf is at the door,
yeah,
opening as this new part of the dreamer is starting to offer the world this new aspect.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's often hard to talk in projective terms, as you can hear me stutter.
No, but it works. It works.
Yes, it works.
It works. And when the more we do this work, the more when we're just having a conversation with someone, well, if it were me, I would consider. Yes, it just that's a natural byproduct of this work.
Oh, I've incorporated into the tarot and astrology, very much because it really it's very good. So so I think this wraps up our episode.
Yes.
Thank you for liking, sharing, and for tell a friend, tell your friends about this and tell your friend your dreams too. Just dream with it. We have so much richness in all our dreams, and so we're glad you tuned in. And until next time,
Happy dreams.
happy dreaming.